It's okay, sweetie. I know you're upset. Can you tell mommy what's wrong?
We've all been there. You're doing everything right. You are validating feelings, you're keeping your voice low, and you're offering choices. But your child is so overwhelmed and so deep in their big, new, indescribable emotions that nothing is getting through. The crying, of course, gets louder, and you can feel your tension rising. In those high stress moments, our instinct is to use our words to fix it. But science tells us that when a child is melting down, their logical brain is actually offline. So today I want to share a different approach. It's often called the German method. It isn't about control, it's about a sensory reset. It's a gentle biological way to help your child's body find calm so that their heart can follow. Now, I experienced this firsthand a few years ago in a restaurant when my son was absolutely overwhelmed, in tears, crying. Nothing I was doing could get him to calm down. We offered him his favorite food. We offered him ice cream. I even told him he could have dessert before he had dinner, which isn't something I typically do. But I was doing everything I could to talk my way out of the situation. And what eventually worked was much different. Now, to understand why the method works, we first have to look at the physiology of the child. Imagine your child's nervous system is like a car engine. When they're in full meltdown mode, like my son was, that engine is overheating. And when an engine overheats, you can't talk it down. You can't negotiate with it. You have to physically cool it off. So when our kids are in that fight or flight mode, the part of the brain that handles language, the prefrontal cortex, it disconnects. So this is why asking what's wrong or do you want a snack often makes things worse, because it's another input to an already overheated engine. Now, the German method focuses on the vagus nerve, which is the longest nerve in the body, and it is responsible for our ability to relax. So we're going to use sensory input, specifically temperature and fresh air, to gently press on the brake pedal of that racing engine. Now, in Germany, there is a long tradition of Kneipp therapy. This is the belief that water and nature are essential for health. Parents there often rely on luften, or airing out the room, or cool water to regulate the body. While many modern parenting styles focus on a psychological approach using words and logic, this method uses a physiological approach. We're going to be using the senses. And it works because of something called the mammalian dive reflex. When cool water touches our hands or face, or when we feel a sudden breeze, our heart rate naturally slows down to conserve energy. It's a biological off switch for panic. So let's talk about this method in some detail. Step one is to pause the talking. Your presence in that situation is enough right now. Okay? You're going to reduce the noise. You're going to be the quiet anchor in their storm. Now, step number two is to change the scenery. Gently pick them up or guide them by the hand and say, let's go to the other room. Simply moving the body helps unstick the brain. And that's exactly what I did with my son in this restaurant. There was a store right next to the restaurant, and I brought him into the store. And I allowed him to cry a little bit more. I just walked around with him for a few moments. I held his hand. I let him know I was there. I knelt down, got on his level, and I waited. And he started looking around the store at what was going on, and it allowed him to calm his body down and come back to the situation we were in, feeling a lot more relaxed. Now, if you can, step outside. The fresh air and the natural light are often enough to stop the spiral immediately. If you are inside, like I was, and you don't have access to a store, go to the bathroom and turn on the cool water. In a calm voice, you're going to invite them. Let's wash our hands, or let's touch the water. Place their wrists under the cool stream, or take a cool, damp washcloth and gently wipe their forehead or the back of their neck. Now, we're not splashing them. We aren't forcing them. We are co-regulating. You can even put your own hands in the water with them. You are saying, I am right here, and we are cooling down together. Now, usually within about 60 seconds of that cool water or fresh air, you're going to start to feel their body relax. The screaming is going to turn into a softer cry, and their breathing is going to slow down. And this is the moment that the brain comes back online. This is where you can offer a big hug. This is where you can say, that was really hard. I've got you. Now, we regulate the body first, so we can connect the heart second in this case. Very important distinction. Now, parenting is the hardest job in the world, and you're doing fabulous work. All right, you're doing a great job. And I know that using fresh air or water might seem a little bit too simple to be true, but the science behind this is fascinating. So if you want to read more about the vagus nerve and the mammalian dive reflex, I have linked all the medical resources and research papers in the description below. And if you are looking for more support like printable guides or tools to help you and your family with emotional regulation, please visit our store. I've put the link to our resources right at the top of the description as well. Now, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with another parent who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next video. I'm going to send you a lot of patience and peace, and I'll see you next time.